What's up, everybody? I hope this finds you well. Nice to cross paths with you again or for the first time. Today I'm watching the 2006 film Idiocracy. I was watching an interview with Mike Judge, and he mentioned when he did Idiocracy, and my eyes lit up because I love everything he's done. King of the Hill, I'm fascinated. Office Space, Silicon Valley. I look forward to this piece of art. Thank you for taking the time with me today. You can get the full-length reaction on my Patreon. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave me some comments down below. Some of your favorite Mike Judge moments and your thoughts on this film. I don't know the plot or the storyline, but I can only draw conclusions based off of the title. But let's go ahead and get into the show. I'll see you on the other side.
As the 21st century began, process which had once favored the noblest traits of man now began to favor different traits.
Oh, and so it begins.
Science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more intelligent. As time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction. Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. It began to simply reward those who reproduced the most.
Having kids is such an important decision.
We're just waiting for the right time.
Sure, if this wasn't clairvoyant from Mike Judge, I don't know what is. Anti-intellectualism has run rampant.
It's not something you want to rush into. Pregnant again!
I got too many kids. Thought you was on the pill or something.
Oh no?
Must have been thinking of Brittany.
Brittany! No,
Maury.
Well, we finally decided to have children. I'm not pointing fingers, but it's not going well.
No. The cruel twist of irony.
It's always me, right?
It's not my sperm count.
With wives like these, who needs enemies?
Cleavon is lucky to be alive. He attempted to jump a jet ski from a lake into a swimming pool with his crotch on an iron gate. But thanks to recent advances in stem cell research and fine work of Doctors Krinsky and Altschul, Cleavon should regain full reproductive function.
Oh, for sure. I have no doubt about it. Who is Cleavon based on? Steve-O? Jackass?
Fortunately, Trevor passed away from a heart attack while masturbating to produce sperm for artificial insemination. But I have some eggs frozen as soon as the right guy comes along.
He came and went at the same time, if you'll forgive the crass wordplay.
But in the year 2005, a simple army librarian about to change the entire course of human history.
Bottle rocket, anybody? Wes Anderson for the win.
Your new replacement.
My what? I don't want a new assignment. I tell Sergeant Metzer that every time. I'm good at this.
Good at what? Sitting on ass? No.
Sitting on his biscuit, never having to risk it. The Office.
Every time Metzer says lead, follow, or get out of the way, I get out of the way.
When he says that, you're not supposed to choose get out of the way. It's supposed to embarrass you leading or at least following.
That doesn't embarrass me.
Operation Provoke 'em did not work.
To follow. Like, follow me upstairs like now.
Shouldn't I train this guy?
I think he can figure out how to sit on his ass and watch TV all day. Let's go.
He may he may be able to learn on the job. Some potent social commentary. I like it.
First subject for the human hibernation experiment. Joe here is not one of our best men. Mr. Bowers was chosen primarily for how remarkably average he is.
Oh.
Extremely average in every category.
He is delightfully mediocre.
And both parents are deceased. We had a little less luck in finding a female. This is Rita. Like Joe, she has no immediate family.
Oh, I couldn't love Maya Rudolph more. Loving you.
We did, however, have to come to an arrangement with her pimp, a gentleman who goes by the name Upgrade. With 2 Ds, as he says, for a double dose of this pimping. Upgrade agreed to loan us Rita for exactly 1 year and keep quiet on the matter in exchange for certain leeways with local authorities in running his pimp game. First, however,
A pimp named Slickback.
difficult challenge of gaining his trust.
He was like, hey, let's not have any misunderstandings. My pimp game is strong.
A pimp's love is very different from that of a square.
Collins.
It is a fascinating world, though.
Collins, he reminds me of Gator from The Other Guys, Will Ferrell. Y'all seen that? If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Because when Gator turns that switch.
Jesus, Collins?
The experiment in which these two subjects will be placed into a dry freeze for exactly 1 year is set to begin tomorrow.
Oh, Colin was out there putting the ass in classified.
If successful, we believe humans can be stored indefinitely.
The ramifications are a bit unsettling. There have been many a government conspiracy over the years, but this is not the video for that. This is not. Keep it light. Keep it light.
Oh, I ain't in a service.
Private sector. Okay. So, what do you do?
Little of this, little of that.
Wow, that's great. I really envy people that can make a living that way, you know, doing a little of this and a little of that.
I service a particular clientele.
So, you an artist or something?
Yeah.
Do paintings or...
Yeah, paintings.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Of a kind, you could say that. I'm creative. I have my techniques.
What do you paint mostly?
I don't know, just people and fruit and shit.
Bananas? Eggplants? Is eggplant a fruit?
Okay, who wants to go first?
Me. Oh, hell no.
Oh, hey, no, you probably don't want to do that with the IVs attached.
Upgrade didn't tell me they'd be putting me in a coffin with tubes in.
Who's Upgrade?
He's my boyfriend.
Boyfriend, boss.
Drift off to sleep, we wake up in a year, you'll be painting again, it'll be fine.
Okay, my niggas, we're all here. Just go ahead and lie down.
He did not just say, okay, my niggas. Colin, he's deserved it. He gets a pass, man. He gets the N-word pass. Because he went native on his research.
One of the Army's most secretive, but it was not immune from human error.
Oh. Colin.
After Colin's arrest and the massive scandal that
He got a second serving.
it hadn't even been a year, and the entire project was simply forgotten. Joe and Rita lay dormant, the years passed. Mankind became stupider at a frightening rate.
The cognitive ability precipitously dropping before our very eyes. Mike Judge, you soothsayer, you clairvoyant bastard.
The greatest minds and resources were focused on conquering hair loss and prolonging erections.
Emphasis on long.
Leading to the great garbage avalanche of 2505, changed the world forever.
Oh yeah. With refuse like this, you're in a heap of trouble. You hear me? Garbage.
Next on the Violence Channel, an all-new Alma.
He's sitting in that armchair. He looks like an expert. An armchair expert, if you will.
He's an armchair expert.
Oh, man. Like Mel Brooks said, comedy is when a man gets bitten the balls by a dog. Tragedy is I cut my finger. I'm paraphrasing, but you take my point.
Where's Officer Collins?
Shut up!
Not even concerned with his whereabouts. Yeah, Mike Judge had to be inspired by Infinite Jest, the book by David Foster Wallace, because, you know, the way it's depicting entertainment, forecasting it, is nail on the head.
Yeah! Well, shut up!
Unaware of what year it was, Joe wandered,
Marketing expertise.
but the English language had deteriorated into a hybrid of hillbilly. Joe was able to understand them, but when he spoke in an ordinary voice, he sounded pompous and faggy to them.
I don't think they're alluding to a bundle of sticks either. No cigarettes.
I was in an Army experiment. I think it might have been the drugs they had me on. I've been hallucinating. My joints are all achy, and Is this a hospital or?
What kind of facility is this? Big E's?
Please proceed to the diagnostic area on the right.
Ah.
Excuse me. This might be Gatorade or something. I was just looking for some regular water.
Water? You mean like in the toilet? What for?
To drink.
He's like, you one of those stand-up comedians, I see. Good one.
You got hepatitis. Oh, is someone not feeling well? Your illness is very important to us.
Ebola.
Next.
Welcome to the Health Master Inferno. For me, technology.
This goes in your mouth. This one goes in your ear. And this one goes in your butt.
This is basically what those x-ray machines do at airports, right? Or do I have my wires crossed?
Hang on a second. Hurry up! This one goes in your mouth.
Oh no. He took a suppository in the wrong orifice. That's a fate worse than death.
Don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're f***ed up. You talk like a fag, and you're all retarded. What I do is just like, you know.
What is this movie, dude? Oh, this is the early aughts for sure. If this was made today, everybody would be excoriated. They would be pilloried on the square.
She's a pilot now.
I need for you to be serious for a second here, okay? I need help.
There's that talk we talked about. Right, so that'll be this many dollars and tattoo in the...
That's weird. This thing has the same misprint as that man.
This movie is ludicrous with the capital L. I'm not talking about Luda.
Where's your tattoo? Why don't you have this? Why come you don't have a tattoo? You're not unscannable, are you?
God!
OMG, indeed.
Unscannable! You gotta let me talk to someone in the army! How'd this happen?
It's been a little bit longer than a year. It's been a few moons since you've been awake. And things have deteriorated rapidly. Mike Judge had his finger on the pulse in 2005.
The economy was in a state of deep neglect. A great dust bowl had ravaged food supplies. And the #1 movie in the country was called Ass. And that's all it was. For 90 minutes. It won 8 Oscars that year, including Best Screenplay.
I think that's rated R or rated Dairy Air. Okay, no. Gluteus I Maximus. No. Gluteus I Maximus. It was at this moment he knew that he f***ed up.
Me? No.
It's unscannable.
Joe was arrested for not paying his hospital bill and having his UPC tattoo.
The healthcare system is being indicted.
Future, justice was not only blind, but had become rather as well.
I'm fixing to commensurate this trial here. We gonna see and come up with a verdict up in here. Now,
Is that Bill Dauterive? Bobby! Oh!
court-appointed lawyers. Rico!
Robbed a hospital?
Yeah, I'm not guilty.
That's not what the other lawyer said.
You gotta get me on the stand, okay? I can explain everything.
That guy's not necessarily Better Call Saul. Perry Mason.
I was part of an army experiment.
Joe stated his case logically and passionately. His perceived effeminate voice.
You did!
Joe was given a stiff sentence.
He's gonna need a stiff drink.
Please say the name of the person you wish to call.
Upgrade.
There are 9,726 listings. Upgrade. Please deposit 2,000.
Okay, who is he? Genghis Khan? He spawned many a child. Or is that a rumor about Genghis Khan?
Think maybe you could wait a day?
Maybe I can wait 2 days.
That's good. Because I charge by the hour.
Well, you're gonna be glad you waited, baby.
Thank you very much, young man.
She's about to clean up in this not too distant future.
Hey, sir, we're engaged in procuring your tattoo.
Your forearm into the forearm receptacle.
I'm not sure if
You have entered the name Not Sure. Is this correct? Not.
Are we all gonna be microchipped? RFIDs? Hope not, man. That keeps me up at night.
We will begin to proceed to obtain your IQ and aptitude tests.
One bucket that holds 2 gallons, and another bucket that holds 5 gallons. How many buckets do you have?
2?
Thank you.
Listen, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but if I was in this kind of society, they would look at me like Einstein. Somebody once told me the... Ah. There's always money in the banana stand. He's a flamer. Y'all seen Arrested Development or no?
I'm actually supposed to be getting out of prison.
You're in the wrong line, dumb. Over there.
I'm sorry, I ain't big dumb.
Sorry. Hey, let this dumbass through.
It never occurred to anyone to try this strategy. That's funny. He did a little Jedi mind trick. This is not the prisoner you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't see you in here. Stay in prison.
Maybe check those files back there?
Yeah, if I may direct your attention to behind you, don't mind the shuffling of steps you might hear in a few seconds.
Hey, get out of here!
It's been 500 years. Someone has to have invented a way to travel back in time by now. No, with Einstein and guys like that.
Yeah, DeLoreans, 88 miles per hour. Great Scott. The like.
A time machine for time travel. Do they have one?
Oh, yeah, but it's like really expensive. A long time
I don't care. Just get me there, okay?
Now we're going somewhere. Let's go.
But didn't you go to jail for not having enough money?
You get me to the time machine, and when I get back, I open a savings account in your name. That way, 500 years later, it'll be worth billions.
Yeah, sweeten the pot for him. This Cro-Magnon Neanderthal type.
Yeah.
How many billions?
It's $80 billion.
I like money, though. Police, open the door. We're looking for an escape.
I like $1 or $2. It's right up my alley.
Rita! It's me, Joe.
Wait a minute, you got cops after you?
Yeah.
You made me get in the car. I got 2 strikes, asshole.
Rita, take it right here. Right.
And I'm not talking about baseball either. Bill Clinton 3-strike rule. Well, I did not have sexual relations with that.
Nothing about us.
It's been 500 years.
Why did I do why did I do Hank Hill instead of a Bill Clinton impression?
So you owe your boyfriend money?
He's sort of my manager, too. You know, he helps me sell the paintings.
Gotta understand that.
Some Jackson Pollocks.
But you said there was a time machine, right?
Yeah, there's a time machine now. You don't have to worry about it.
Last time you told me not to worry was 500 years ago.
I'm doing everything I can to get us back.
Yeah, fool me once. Shame on you, George Bush.
It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
What are you doing? Why are we slowing down?
Turned off my battery.
Look, how far is it? Can we just take a cab or something?
Ah. All right. Shoot first, ask questions later. Is someone in the vehicle? They're not sure.
Hey, how much farther is it?
I could really go for a Starbucks, you know?
Well, I really don't think we have time for a hand job, Joe.
Is that product placement? If so, I appreciate it. It's relatively subtle.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Luckily, my dad was an alumnus. And... Hey, come on, Joe. I like a hand job, but we don't have time for it.
If you want actual coffee, you have to go to a massage parlor. Is that what you're telling me? Film?
Do I got time to use the bathroom?
The toilet.
Be right back.
Yeah, back that thing up. Hey, if I pound on that, Joe?
What?
I like having sex with chicks.
Yeah, I think everybody does, Frito.
Not like I do. Like when you get it, like...
That character is hilarious, man. He's so uncouth. There's a certain charm about it.
Hey, stop, you're gonna get us caught.
Quanto has detected a dangerous fugitive in aisle 6702.
Did it say he's wanted for being a dick? And his name's not Richard either.
Hands up! Hands up!
If you guys are taking me back to that jail, just go ahead and shoot me. No way that... Ow! 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 Ow!
What?
Ow!
Oh, come on, officers. Say it. Don't spray it. Where's the decorum?
The results of Joe's IQ test had caught the attention of the highest levels of government.
Wait a minute. I'm the smartest guy in the world?
The IQ test you took in prison, you got the highest score in history. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because they pay me every time I do. It's a really good way to make money.
Buku, baby. Buku.
The Secretary of Defense, and Fun Bags over there is the Attorney General.
And that's
Fun bags.
Secretary of Education.
It's kind of stupid. Like President Camacho's stepbrother still does a pretty good job, eh?
Nepotism has not gone the way of the dodo. That tracks, as the kids say.
Because the test I took was real easy. I am not the smartest guy in the world. Okay, even if that were true, I can't be the Secretary of the Interior.
I gotta take care of some business, baby. I need y'all to wait outside.
Dwayne Elizondo Camacho, porn superstar, President of the United States.
So he's basically Dirk Diggler, Boogie Nights. Every time I see Terry Crews, I want to sing, making my way downtown, walking fast. Dun, 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 and I need you.
I got a 3-point plan to fix everything.
Talk to me, come on.
Number 1, we got this guy not sure. Number 2, got a higher IQ than any man alive.
He's our savior. He's going to bring us back from the brink of depravity.
President, he'll fix the problems with all the dead crop. He's gonna make them grow again.
Make society's crops grow again. I'll wear that hat.
And if he didn't, President Camacho made another promise. He would kick Joe's smart balls all the way up to the roof of his smart mouth. And then he would throw his brainy ass back in jail.
All right. So this is a serious conundrum for our protagonist. He's average in one time period. He's preternaturally gifted in another. It's a minefield, a minefield.
I don't know what the Secretary of the Interior even is.
You get a full presidential pardon. No jail time. Now give me a beer.
So the stage is set. The blueprint is laid for you. All you gotta do is save humanity from itself. This is gonna be a cakewalk, he says knowingly.
I just need you to tell me how to get to the time machine.
Well, you go down by the museum and stuff. It's like, you go, wait, let me start over. Okay, you know where the time machine is?
Hey, just draw me a map, okay? You still want the money?
Oh, if I had the money and a room at the White House, I would be like, it's mine.
Cut it out.
Come on, you gotta crawl before you walk, Esquire, bro. Pull it together, my guy. Pull it together.
Smart like you. Oh, I gotta go to the time machine. I wanna go home.
I don't talk like that.
I don't talk like that.
I thought there was 2 of you.
This is so goofy, and I adore it. I adore the free-willing, self-aware silliness.
Now look, I also need help finding this girl named Rita, like immediately.
Why?
Integral asset,
Yeah,
you know, for our team, for us.
she put the ass in asset. With all due respect, Maya Rudolph, all due respect.
You're gonna bring her here, right? Oh yeah. But first. Okay.
I think we can come to an arrangement here. We'll scare her up.
That sucks pretty bad. Rita, why don't you come over here and take a look at this? Come on, hustle over here, buddy. I want to figure this out.
I feel like this film and Interstellar are in the same universe.
Joe?
Hey, would you guys mind if we had a little moment together?
He's like, educate this, you prick.
We already did it.
Yeah. The Hugh was great.
Hey, a couple of us guys were wondering, we go family style on her.
Oh.
Probably not right now. Should focus on the crops. So let's get back.
Check, please. Rain check, please. The audacity.
Tastes like Gatorade. They're watering crops with a sports drink?
Rondo the Thirst Mutilator had come to replace water virtually everywhere.
It's got what plants crave. No, it's got what plants take to an early grave.
Water, the basic component of all life, had been deemed a when the Brondo Corporation simply bought the FDA, enabling them to say, do, and sell anything they wanted.
Oh man, Mike Judge was way ahead of his time. Y'all remember the pyramid, the food pyramid they recommended? That was just so deleterious, so harmful to our bodies. Who needs 80 servings of grain? I digress. Lock in.
You want us to put water on the crops?
Yes.
Yeah.
Water, like out the toilet?
Nothing gets by you. Nothing gets by you.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Okay, look, the plants aren't growing. The Brondo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know if you put water on plants, they grow.
Yeah, it's all marketing and advertising. If you have a good motto, people will buy anything. Like 99 cents sounds much cheaper than $1. Someone thought of that.
You want to solve this problem? I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it?
He made believers out of everyone. Joe ordered all crops to be switched to water, promising that over time, plants would grow. He was on the fast track to a full presidential pardon. Or so it seemed.
What's going to be the obstacle, the hurdle that gets in our protagonist's way? Don't do it to me, movie.
You know things are bad when they're coming to me for answers. It's a weird feeling being smarter than everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Not used to it.
Maya Rudolph is a baddie, bro. Am I tripping?
Given enough time, Joe's plan might have worked.
Stock has dropped to zero, and the computer did that auto layoff thing to everybody.
I think it's because we switched to water.
This is all your fault?
This is your fault.
Truly, no good deed goes unpunished.
And he sentences us to 1 night of rehabilitation. Word is that Beef Supreme himself might come out of retirement.
So you think you can escape again?
They pretty much fixed that. They chained me to a big rock.
Oh.
Look, Rita.
Sisyphus.
Get him to take you back to the time machine without me. Don't wait.
No. You could have split on me before, but you didn't.
Look, you want to pay me back? Just go back, okay? Tell people to read books, stay in school. You know, tell people to use their brains or something, you know?
The bare minimum. Don't just say lifelong learning. Have your actions align with that philosophy. I love it when a silly movie takes a vulnerable turn. I'm on board.
So, my car's out front. Real bummer about Joe, huh?
How are you gonna weasel your way out of this, my guy?
Location officers for tonight. Please welcome the Dildozer!
Do my ears deceive me, or did he say dildozer? Dildo, my God.
I got a truck too, right?
Just in case those were unclear about the impotence of his position. All right, the deck's being stacked against him. He's about to be railroaded, it would appear. Unless I get a Deus Ex Machina. Somebody comes in at the 11th hour.
Frito, come here, look! He was right, the water, it worked! Frito, can you get me over there?
A rose by any other name will have as much electrolytes. Shakespeare said that. Come on. Your history as an army librarian should serve you well here.
Come on, Frito, hurry!
I'm so immature, dude. I find that so funny. And I regret nothing. Oh, man.
You gotta stop this thing! He was spraying him in the water! We passed some crops on the way here! They're growing!
I didn't see no crops.
Come on, take a word for it. Prez, leader of the free world. Slow motion autoeroticism. Now that speaks cinema. I don't care. Argue with a wall. I'm dying on the hill. This is funny, dude. I'm dying on that King of the Hill that this is hilarious.
Uh-oh. Look.
Nah, bro.
Rito, you remember those crops we saw up the road right by the Starbucks?
Yeah, I vaguely recall such.
Malfunctioning, and they gonna need you outside immediately. There's a bunch of whores in the hallway. Come on, Frito, hurry.
You can lead whores to a water, but you can't make them drink Brondo. You know what I mean? Or is that backwards? You can lead a whore to electrolytes, but you can't make them drink water. Ah. The Price is Right. Beef Supreme. Deal or no deal. Forgive me for the following. Deal or no dildo.
That's a good deal.
Extra foam.
I got a bunch of money, too.
You think it was for lattes?
Probably.
So you like money and sex? You're tripping me out.
What the?
Who doesn't, man? Show me a person that doesn't like money or sex, and I'll show you a liar. Someone's bathing in self-deception. Even the Dalai Lama. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Everyone, just take it easy, okay? I don't even know what I'm guilty of here. I never said that I was the smartest person on earth. If you put water on the crops, it might actually... No, it will work. I promise you. I just wanted to help you, that's all. So, you can try and shoot me. You can try and run me...
There's no way this is going to go over like gangbusters by the logic of this film.
You really want to live in a world where you try to blow up the one person that's trying to help you?
Yeah, dude. Might as well be speaking Cantonese. We just want a spectacle. We just want to be intransigent. Forget all that logical malarkey. Have this beef supreme.
This reminds me of something.
Why you keep trying to read that word?
Space.
How many times did they drop the F-bomb in this movie? All right, anybody keeping score at home? There we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, common sense prevails.
This guy just got his ass apart.
All is right with the world. Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear me? He came, he saw, he conquered.
Man, Rita, I mean, I don't know what to say. You know, you saved my life. No one's ever done anything like that.
Yeah, well.
Rita's doing something to me right now. Sorry if my girlfriend's watching this, with all due respect.
Rito, he's gonna give us a ride back to the time machine.
I'm not going.
What?
I had some pretty bad habits back there that I don't want to fall into again. Maybe it's time I got a new start. Besides, they offered me a pretty good job at Starbucks here. I'm gonna be a CEO.
Starbucks?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're still gonna paint though, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's touching, Idiocracy, Mike Judge. That is moving. There's some heart at the core of the film, draped in absurdity.
My new vice president.
I can't accept it. I gotta get home.
We still got all these problems.
Look, you know, you're just gonna have to solve them yourselves. Well, you know, think about it. You know, you're just gonna have to figure it out.
You're the pillar of our community. You're indispensable.
Good idea.
Get on the crops. Whatever happened to all that lead, follow, get out of the way?
And the script has time for a little redemption arc.
I guess I just can't get out of the way anymore, can I? Forget about the time machine. Yeah!
I love that. I love it. A little icing on top of this sundae.
That ride sucks anyways.
Ride?
Welcome to time machine, 1939, when Charlie Chaplin and his evil Nazi regime.
Charlie Chaplin. Oh, so he spelled it accurately for billions of dollars.
You thought you could really travel through time, huh?
If it's not a real time machine, there wouldn't have been any money. You know, because I can't go back in time and open a savings account.
Ah, it's a paradox. Like that old, if a man tells you he's lying, is he telling the truth or not? Because if he is, he isn't. If he isn't, he is.
Frito became vice president. Rita, the former prostitute, became first lady.
Today I step into the shoes of a great man. Wayne, Elizondo, Mountain Dew, Herbert Camacho.
Under President...
Rather a mouthful with a capital M.
There was a time in this country when smart people were considered cool. Maybe not cool, but smart people did things like build ships, pyramids, and they even went to the moon.
Yeah. It seems to be fleeting, but I'm optimistic enough to say that's not the case.
Movies that had stories, so you cared whose ass it was, and why it was farting, and I believe...
The politician. Who decided that politicians should do this that makes you seem more believable and trustworthy? One of these numbers. Now in America, Sasha, Malia, Obama.
Joe and Rita had 3 children, the 3 smartest kids in the world. Vice President Frito took 8 wives of 32 kids, 32 of the dumbest kids ever to walk the earth.
He said a Guinness Book of World Records with idiocy.
Okay, so maybe Joe didn't save mankind, but he got the ball rolling. And that's pretty good for an average guy.
Oh, Idiocracy. You pleased me so, unspeakably so, because every step of that way, I was befuddled at how great I found this to be. The commentary, the the forecasting, the satirization of the intellectual climate in America, the world. And Mike Judge saw this way back in freaking what was this, '06? We probably was writing this in '05 or some other. Yeah, just I'm tempted to call this a dystopian future, but what with the atmosphere that obtains in 2025. I mean, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but it seems to be the case that there's this emphasis on a lack of critical thinking. But you know, that's another video. That's another video. Idiocracy, such a fitting title, right? So fitting because we like to throw the word meritocracy around, but there are certain organs, there's certain aspects of the government, the world, society that is a plutocracy. Like Kim Kardashian, all due respect, you know, more power to her, but should she be the one getting people out of prison, getting clemency? But no. Okay, I digress. Now that's another video. That is another video. Yeah, Mike Judge. I've never seen him write anything or be a part of, produce that was not worth my time. This is a worthwhile endeavor to me. And we have this mediocre, this average army librarian who gets inducted into an experiment because of his mediocrity. No loved ones, no one to know if he's gone missing. Such a conspiracy of a kind, you know, corruption. And then circumstances unfold to find him catapulted 500 years later, where society is unrecognizable. You know, his mediocrity is championed and seen as, you know, a threat and a marvel. You know, he first got unthawed, unfrozen, and woke up after that slumber. And he was like, when he was speaking, he's like, he could understand people. When he spoke, they thought he was pompous, arrogant, pretentious. And boy, that I relate to that oh so much. Because here, if I upload a video to YouTube and I use a 4 syllable word, a $5 word, as it were, you would think I would be with the response in the comments, you would think I would curse their mother out. I hurled some expletives at their mother when all I did was utilize the language. And it's interesting that Mike Judge saw this coming in 2000, what was this, 2006, early odds. He had a finger on the pulse. He saw the direction society was trending. You know, fellow English speakers, man, this is an interesting analysis of the world, political landscape, you know, sociologically, economically. Brondo, Brondo. It has electrolytes. And someone who has watched Mad Men all the way through like 10 times, I find marketing and advertising so fascinating, so endlessly fascinating. You know, how to engender appeal and interest in a product just by creating a narrative about it. And that has a lot of applications, like politically, in every aspect of our lives. You know, we're natural born storytellers. We want to hear stories told well. And it taps into politics. Like, I'm not like extremely political, but I stay informed. I can't have my head in the sand. But Mike Judge seemed to be recognizing and clocking the ideologues, the rhetoric, appealing to people's base desires and prejudice and pandering to them, as opposed to using logical argument, i.e., you know, our protagonist not sure what was his real name. You know, it got ingrained to me, not sure, that I forgot, which is a metaphor somewhere in there if you squint your eyes. But our protagonist, he found himself in a maelstrom of disrespect, and a president played by Terry Crews. Terry freaking Crews. Shout out Terry Crews, man. I love Everybody Hates Chris. He's great in that. Obviously, he's great in White Chicks, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And he did this incompetent president justice. I must confess. I must confess. So this mediocre guy, army librarian, he gets arrested because he's unscannable. That was nightmarish. Like Judge is saying, we're all gonna have scans, and it's not too far off. You know, everything's online. You know, if you have a YouTube, social media, everything's being tracked. Edward Snowden, you might have heard of him, and our digital footprint is as as widespread as our carbon footprint, if you'll allow the analogy. Spectacle. Mike Judge was tapping, this movie was tapping into the idea of spectacle and entertainment. And I can't shake the suspicion that this was based, like Mike Judge read Infinite Jests. Like I have like 200 more pages in that book. But I feel like Mike Judge read that book and was also inspired by it and injected it, you know, the philosophy, the themes, the subject matter into this movie here. Because what David Foster Wallace projected about entertainment, you know, it came to fruition in many ways. Like he has in the book, he has this narrative of TP, which is basically this mega entertainment system at home. And at the beginning, when not sure, he woke up, Luke Wilson's character woke up and he smashed through the window. The guy didn't even turn around. He has multiple screens up, consuming a lot of entertainment. That's what Infinite Jest was about. And that is like eerily similar to what goes on today. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. You know, I have Netflix on, I'm scrolling on my phone, I have music on, all types of stuff at once. Our attention span, you know, instant gratification, our dopamine receptors. Bo Burnham talked a lot about this with his press run he did on Eighth Grade. So if you haven't seen Eighth Grade or his press run about it, he all tapped into the movies told through the lens of an eighth grade girl and growing up in the digital age with social media and the internet. Everything's at the end of your fingerprints, and these corporations just want your attention. They just want your attention, and the minutia, the details of that. It is immersive, it's compelling, it's disturbing. Yeah, because this movie is absurd. Like, I'm a card carrying absurdist. Andy Kaufman's of the world, Albert Camus. That is my bread and butter. And so this movie had that in spades. It was unabashed, unashamed about being goofy, silly, ludicrous, wild, and taking wild swings while also giving some intellectual heft, if you will, some seriousness, some vulnerable swings. Gave us an emotional core between Rita and Luke Wilson's character. Why do I not remember his name? Is it John? John, final answer. He was going to be humanity's savior. Humanity's savior. And we need you in order to stay out of prison. That's a funny writing choice. You know, the situation is like, has a lot of comedic grist for the mill. Be our savior. Like he's gonna cure, what did he say? Acne and car sickness. You're gonna do it all. Help our crops grow. And to state the obvious, the common sense standpoint is demonized in this world, is vilified. And this has a stark portrayal of a mercantile society, money hungry, greed, avarice, you know, at the expense of logical reasoning. Yeah, this is a feat. This is a feat. And not to mention the commentary on the lowered standards of what it takes to be put in powerful positions. Cabinet members, the political machinery, IQs, mob rule. So absurd. Ingenious, man. This is an ingenious film. And I don't even care what Rotten Tomatoes has to say about this, because often is the case that I have a wonderful movie experience. I go to Rotten Tomatoes and it's like 23. I don't care. I'm standing on business with this. I that's a hill I'm willing to die on. A king of the hill I'm willing to die on. That this is a fantastic movie. And there's so much to contemplate, so much to analyze, and compare and contrast with the year of our Lord 2025. Here we sit in June of 2025, and there's a lot of overlap and a lot of, caricature. There's some caricature, but in some exaggeration. But at the core of it, I would say, in my humble opinion, I think Mike Judge hit the nail on the head in what he foresaw. He presaged, or is it presaged? I think it depends on whether you're American or British. But anyway, what he saw in advance about the future is startling. To be in the mind of Mike Judge, I can't wait for King of the Hill reboot. And elderly Bobby, what? Dale Gribble ran for political office, what? Are y'all fellow King of the Hill fans? Me and my granddaddy used to watch that all the time. That's a nine. Bobby! Oh. Yeah, so I think that about does it for my review of this glorious film. I think I covered all of my initial thoughts and reactions and feelings. Don't think I left anything out. Yeah, I think that's about the size of it. The movie stuck the landing. It's always interesting how a script is gonna give us 90% of a movie to find a way to end it. I think that's the hardest part of a story. Coming from a person who's written a couple of screenplays, a couple of short stories, how do you decide that, okay, this is the final brush stroke, as it were? This is the final piece of the puzzle. Roll credits, cinema sins. I don't know. But the anti-intellectualism that permeates this movie has a, very unseemly common denomination with the present day contemporary culture, much to my both chagrin and dismay. You hear me? But yeah, that's about it. You can get the early access if you want to support the channel further. You're doing the best thing by watching this on YouTube or Patreon. If you're on YouTube, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. I got like 100 more subscribers till I'm there. So if you're watching this and I don't have the pleasure of your subscription, do your boy a solid. Smash that like button. Leave me some leave me some comments down below. Algorithm, you might have heard of it. Patreon, heating up. We're coming in hot on the Patreon. Appreciate all of you. Legitimately, earnestly, like literally cannot do this without you. Your support means the world. It allows me to do what I do every day, which I love. So you can get early access to the movies that you upload on YouTube over there on the Patreon. Mr. Valentine Reacts. We have different tiers. Some allow you to get full length versions because you can't upload the whole shebang on YouTube and you have to whittle it down so you don't get flagged for copyright. That old bugaboo, that old specter. So I don't know. They use the R word in this movie. They're not gonna let me upload that F word aplenty. There was a plethora of F words here. Bundle of sticks, bundle of sticks. So we'll see how that goes during the editing process. But if you're watching this on Patreon, you've seen it in its entirety. And I'm not, I'm not one to be politically correct all the time. I understand the importance of analyzing and exploring a language in context, and not being overly sensitive as to what words you include or omit to try to cater to a particular demographic. But I digress. I digress. Language should be explored unfettered within reason, of course, within reason. Two things can be true. Okay, let me do a U-turn out of this cul-de-sac. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was 2006's Idiocracy. Shout out to Mike Judge. And as always, until we meet again. Bobby.